Welcome to the Nathan Crane Podcast. Nathan is a certified holistic cancer coach, 20-time award-winning documentary filmmaker, competitive CrossFit athlete, and best-selling author of Becoming Cancer-Free. With nearly 2 decades in independent natural health research and education, Nathan shares his top solutions for preventing and overcoming disease while optimizing health and improving human performance. Each week, Nathan brings on highly renowned experts to share natural and holistic health science, strategies, and breakthroughs for living your healthiest, happiest, and most fulfilling life. And now, here's Nathan Crane.
Welcome back to the podcast. I am really excited to be joined by my good friend, Master Mingtong Gu. Mingtong, thanks for coming on and doing the podcast.
Absolutely. I can always enjoy a good conversation, especially with a friend.
We're going to have a really good conversation for sure. Anyone who doesn't know Mingtong, he's a master Qigong teacher. He was trained by Grandmaster Dr. Peng Ming in China. He came to the West decades ago to bring this incredible ancient healing practice and methodology called Wisdom Healing Qigong and share it with people here in the West. I moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico. My wife and I and our daughter, we moved to Santa Fe. I think it was 2014. My son was then born the next year. He was conceived there in Santa Fe. Then he was born. And then I think it was about a year after that where I met you, Mingtong. I was introduced by a couple of mutual friends. I think George and Sadina introduced us. And I went out to visit. So Mingtong has a retreat center, an incredible healing retreat center called the Qi Center. Not the Cheese Center. A lot of people think I say Qi, C-H-I, as in Qi, energy, Qigong, Qi Center. It's an incredible healing retreat center on many acres there, just outside Santa Fe, New Mexico. Beautiful property. And people come there from all over the world and learn this mind-body practice of Qigong and see incredible healing results. I ended up working with Mingtong for a few years, joining the executive team and doing, marketing and video production and documentaries and all kinds of things. And I actually filmed a few documentaries that are on YouTube following people who healed things from Parkinson's to chronic pain to, near death, all kinds of issues. Tom Loswick, who got off like 13 medications by learning and practicing, this methodology that Mingtong teaches, and we're going to go in depth in here on this conversation. But so Mingtong's been teaching for many, many years. You can find him on YouTube. You can find him online. You can learn more about Qigong and, the history of it and what it is and how it works. And that's what a lot of what we're going to talk about in this interview. What is Qigong? Why does it work? How is it helping so many people heal from so many different kinds of chronic health issues? How is it contributing to having more energy, less fatigue, feeling better, having more mental clarity, increasing longevity, all these kinds of incredible health benefits that I know we all are interested in. So without further ado, Mingtong, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for coming on. I know you're busy there getting ready for retreat coming up. So you got some retreats coming up pretty soon?
Yeah, in 3 weeks. As you know, our retreat season, the main season is in the fall. So it's about 5 to 6 weeks long. So people come join us, for 1 week long, 10 days, even up to 5 weeks even. So it's the most intense, exciting time. Yeah.
Beautiful. I did a week-long retreat there with you. I actually got to experience, just let everything else go and just do the retreat.
Yeah.
And I could tell you what, it was one of the most, I've been in mind-body spiritual practices since about 2006, I would say, from meditation to chanting to Hare Krishna, chanting to sweat lodges and Native American and you name it. And they're all incredible and powerful. But I think that week-long retreat I did there at the Qi Center was one of the most transformational, powerful experiences I ever had. Seriously. It was so deep and so profound. And every day you're just full of you go through the challenge of the practice, but then you're uplifted by this joy and this bliss. Plus just your energy and your wisdom that you're sharing with everybody is really powerful. I want to go back into, I'd love it if you would share your time, maybe in depth, at the medicine-less hospital, as it's been called, in China, where you learned Qigong and you trained under Grandmaster Dr. Peng Ming. Can you share a little bit about what that training was like, what led you to that, what your experience was like there, and how that kind of cultivated this ability and desire in you to, go then through the master teacher training program and eventually start teaching to others?
Yeah, so I'm glad we have more time in this conversation and just share some of the story or experience. As you experience the power, the depths in 1 week here, in the Chi Center right here, and it's really, it's hard to put into words. Imagine if you engage in this process for 1 month long, even longer. So, difficult to put into words, what's like. For me, experiencing the longer, intensive, but also with much bigger crowd at a time, many thousands of practitioners. So the program there in the Medicine Qigong Hospital, minimum is 1 month long, 4 weeks long, and often people extending longer. So I attended first retreat as a kind of beginning practitioners and focus on my own healing, and was really incredible, just incredible. Then I attend one more, so attend 3 months teacher training. Then from there, realizing this is not only a continued process, but the best thing I want to engage for the rest of my life.
Hey, I just want to take a quick second and thank you for listening to this episode. I hope you're enjoying it so far. As a special thank you for tuning into this episode, I want to give you my #1 Amazon best-selling book absolutely free. You can go download it right now at becomingcancerfree.com. If you want to learn evidence-based strategies for helping your body become a cancer-fighting machine for not only cancer reversal, but cancer prevention, go grab a copy of the book. Again, I'm just giving it to you for free. You can go download it at becomingcancerfree.com. All right, let's get back to the show.
So I end up attending the master training program, which lasts about 2 years. Then I came back to US to teach full time in the last 22 years now. And time flies by so fast. But going back to the experience, it's like the best gift I give to myself. At a time I didn't know the profound impact. What I have discovered is beyond just healing, even total recovery from these chronic, labeled as incurable conditions such as asthma, scoliosis. But more importantly, I discover myself. I discover my happiness. I discover my purpose. Discover the confidence, the deeper meaning of life. So at the time, even I was challenged from childhood, with this condition. Asthma, scoliosis is very disabilitating and challenging, have a weak body, and but I learned to deal with it, live with it. So it's uncomfortable, even painful, being in the body. So I end up studying mathematics, most intellectual, abstract, mental activity, on the planet Earth. So I was pretty good at it. And so went to graduate school in China, then came to UCSD, then went to Harvard, PhD program. But then I realizing, I wasn't happy. So my friend introduced me to Wisdom Healing Qigong at the time. Then I realizing, wow, a new sense of peace, new sense of kind of a calmness, subtleness with myself. I never experienced it before. So I realized something special there, and I need to explore more. So I started to learn from her first, then her teacher. They all live in US at the time. And then eventually led me to the Medicinalist Qigong Hospital in China, and meeting my teacher, Grandpa Master Ming, is a total life transforming experience. And that meeting, changed my life. And at the time I didn't know it, but I'm reflecting back, that moment, everything changed. Everything changed. So, and I can recall my feeling. The feeling is like Howard, in the way he looked at me, and the way he, just brief moment, his presence, I felt like my whole being melted. It's like this drop of water finding the ocean, melt into this big ocean, and feel settled, feel inspired, feel kind of meaning. It's not defined by the mind. It's like, oh, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm Mingtong. And that's why I'm Chinese. And that's why I end up here in this moment. That's like a deeper, truly awakening process.
To connecting to your deep purpose in life.
Deeper core myself, essence of myself.
I have a question about that. Do you think that experience being in his presence was unique to you, or do you know of other people? Like, did he just radiate such a presence of wisdom and love that a lot of people had a similar experience when they met him? Or
each individual, the experience can be slightly unique and different, but overall, similar experience happened to so many. Obviously, his energy, his presence, his wisdom, his depths, and just naturally touch you in a way, beyond the mind can understand, beyond what we even expected or prepared for. Yeah, it's like total connection, total something, happened. Then that kind of experience happened, continue. Even when I attended, let's say, the first retreat. Actually, first retreat I went there was with about 30 more than 30, I think 40 Western students, and visiting the Medicine Qigong Hospital only for 2 weeks. But we stayed outside the Medicinalist Qigong Hospital because we are Westerner, and the place of the Medicine Qigong Hospital is nearby a military base. Is sensitive at the time politically, so we're not allowed to stay there, but we can visit. So we were practicing in a gorgeous hotel next to the ocean, then go to the center by the day trip, back and forth like that. So that was my first experience, first time met him. And so in the beginning training program, he only come once a week, appear once a week. So all other program is read by the teachers trained under him. So you can imagine, it's like there's thousands of people joining. So that smaller classes, medium classes. Then when he shows up, everybody shows up with thousands of people. Most time outdoor, and he will teach for up to 3 hours, sometime longer even, and always like the highlights of the months. So every time he shows up, a similar experience will happen, and that continuously deepening your connection, not only with him but also with the tradition, the lineage, and the teaching and the practice. And actually most time we just watching the teaching of his video, from his video, recorded video, then applying the teaching to the practice and discussion group and so on. And so then smaller group have different kind of unique activities sometimes.
Hey, I just want to pause a second and ask you, are you enjoying this episode so far? Are you getting good value from this content? If so, then I know you're going to absolutely love Healing Life. At healinglife.net, you get exclusive and premier access to hundreds of the top world's doctors, experts, cancer conquerors and survivors, exclusive interviews that I have done with all these experts and doctors that are not available for free online. They're only available at healinglife.net. So not only do you get access to all of those, but you actually get to speak with these doctors and experts and ask them any question you want about health and healing. And this is available exclusively to Healing Life members. You can try it out for free. Go to healinglife.net and you can start your free trial there. And whether you're interested in learning more about detox or cancer, diet and nutrition and nutritional science, about diabetes, about heart disease, autoimmune disease, anti-aging, longevity, all of these topics are covered in depth, and more are continuing to be added at Healing Life. And again, you get to talk to these doctors yourself. So I invite you to set up a free trial at healinglife.net, and I hope to see you over there. Now, let's get back to the show.
And so a lot of activity happening together, practice in the morning, practice in the middle of the day, practice the evening, 3 main large group practice. And then other medium size and small size of class coming together, going to the detail of the teaching and the application of teaching to the practice, improving the practice, the technique, and so on like that. So it's a variety of these activities. So one experience I can share with you, besides the impact of my teacher, for me in this process, it's ongoing process. It's continuously affecting me. The blessing is continuing without even seeing him for so many years. But another experience is really relating to power of the community. And in a very tangible way, not only just like every time you are in a large group, you feel this powerful energy presence, and everything is easier, and the practice becomes easier. The practice is challenging. That's purposely designed to challenge you. But if you do it yourself, it's like can be so challenging, almost difficult to do. But when you do it together in this energy field, something somehow, how would I put it? Almost like you are swimming in this ocean of power and energy, which is supporting everybody. So the movement you cannot do, suddenly you can do.
I can give a good example for anyone, a tangible example that probably a lot of people have experienced. Trying to work out by yourself at home, do a challenging workout, right? Unless you're really dedicated, really passionate, really focused with a big goal and a lot of drive, most people can't work out at home by themselves. So they go to a gym, and being at a gym around other people and in the energy and presence of other people gives a little extra motivation, gives a little extra energy, gives a little extra boost, right? And there is something intangible underneath the surface there that I don't think a lot of people are aware of being in a group like that, where that energetic support helps you, improve at whatever you're trying to do, whether it's at the gym or in this case, practicing Qigong, for example.
Yeah. We all need a community, longing for community. We deeply knowing that the power, the benefit of community. And in this case, is we cultivating community in Qigong way in very energetic, conscious way. That means not only you engage in the same activity, same kind of practice for hours every day in a retreat together, but also you really connecting with each other in a way, for most people have never experienced it before. It's like really, truly heart to heart, beyond, our different story, different circumstances, different individualism, so on. And it's like this universal, but also personal connection with each other, resonating each other. It's like this unconditional love, this compassion. This is also purpose of supporting each other and benefiting each other, really truly help each other move into the next level of healing, next level of fulfillment of life. So that's like the shared purpose, allow the energy to resonate with each other. So not just presence of each other, and that is powerful, beautiful already, but that is like consciously cultivated energy presence. So you can feel that every day being together, and even become stronger over the time. So that's what we call the chi field, the energy field. So that is part of the teaching, part of the practice. And that is really, from my teacher's point of view, he often says, I don't have any personal power, but the power experiencing is the power of the community, the power of the group. But the way we're organizing the energy, organizing the power, allow us all not only to connect, access, but to contribute together. So we become part of the whole, part of the unified energy field. And that experience is like so profound for me. It's like difficult put into the words. And it's so ingrained in my memory, my somatic memory.
Hey, thanks for listening to this episode. I want to take a quick second and let you know about something really special I recently updated. I think you might benefit greatly from, something I think you might enjoy and want to take a look at. And it is my book called The Panacea Cleanse. It's a powerful 12-day plant-based detoxification and healing guide. It's already hit #1 in 4 categories on Amazon. There's thousands of people that have done this cleanse, and I've read so many testimonials from it. Let me read you one really quick. Aaron said, I did the Panacea Cleanse and followed your instructions closely. I had amazing results. I stayed healthy while everyone around me, my kids and family, were getting very ill from a virus. I also lost some weight, and my menstrual cycles are much less painful. I also don't have bad headaches anymore. Thanks for the information you put out. She's just one of thousands who have gained tremendous benefit from this cleanse. If you want to improve the quality of your life and your health, clean out your organs, clean out your digestive tract, help lose weight and burn fat, and basically give you more energy, help you feel alive, go check out the Panacea Cleanse, Panacea, the Panacea Cleanse on Amazon. It's like $12 or something like that. And you can follow it day by day. It's got a recipe list. It's got a shopping list. It's got everything you need in there to follow this powerful cleanse. It took me about 2 years to create it. My wife and I have done it multiple times. It's been amazing in our own lives, and I'm happy to share it with you. So go check it out. If you're interested, the Panacea Cleanse. It's on Amazon. Thanks, and let's get back to the show.
So I know the power of the experience, but I know also how to initiate that and what it takes to cultivate that. And that's what I have been focused on in all the teachings. That's also, it's important, relating to what I'm doing here, is having a physical center, a retreat center. I call cultivating the chi field more like portable chi field. Go to different location, renting a different space, working with a different group. It's great, amazing when come together. But then have to start over again in different place, in another group again. So the power accumulated in one place over the time, particularly with a dedicated group of people with consistency. And that is something beyond most of us have experienced. If had not experienced that in the medicine Qigong hospital, even no matter how much intellectual understanding I may have, I will never know the true power. I will never be able to do what I'm doing here now. So that is another important piece is, when we hear this in-depth conversation. And the next one is also important, is like a tangible presence of the group. And for example, one practice we did is like, it's called Chen Qi, I think Nathan, you enjoyed that one. It's like simple, but most powerful, intense practice.
Yeah, that was intense. It looks very simple.
Yeah, simple. Repeating that. Yeah. in some ways as challenging as any fitness you have done. You have such healthy and fit body, right?
Oh my God, it's unbelievable how you could be very, very strong physically.
Yeah.
And some of these Qigong practices, it will blow your mind at how difficult they can be. So you're like, all I'm doing is holding my arms here and moving side to side, and your shoulders are on fire. But it's the incredible thing is when you move through that, through the teaching in the Qi field with the practice, something amazing does start to happen. You start to feel, blockages, pains and different things that can start to shed away. Your body starts releasing these pent up energies that it's been holding on to.
Yeah.
And it is quite but you have to go through that challenge. It's just like, if you're at the gym, you want to build your muscles, you have to go up against resistance. You have to challenge your muscles to build them. In this way, we're not building muscle, right? We're embracing the challenge to allow the energy within and around our bodies to flow through freely so that we can break up these traumas and stuck energies and things that are causing pain and diseases and all kinds of things that get trapped in the body.
Yeah, one of the story, so inspirational, but especially when you mentioned Tom's story, recovering from these, more than 10 different diagnoses of his life-threatening disease, or incurable disease from the medical point of view. But when you're working with energy, everything is possible. And so that is the new paradigm of Qigong. But for him, and he, it was impossible cases, totally impossible case. If you look at it medically, it's like impossible. No doctor, even no healer can deal with it. But he persisted, came to my retreat, then mini retreat, and continued practice them at home. And within 2 years, letting go of all the medication. Within 3 years, total absence of any disease, according to the medical checkout.
Well, he went to your first retreat in a wheelchair because he was too weak. He was too weak to walk. He had just had, I think, gallbladder surgery or some kind of spleen surgery or something. He was
spine surgery,
He had a spinal fusion, lower back spinal fusion. The doctor said he would never twist his body ever again. He had, like 10 different chronic things going on. He was ready to end his life. In fact, he was very considering ending his life. He was in so much pain and he thought his life was over. And he goes into your retreat in a wheelchair. Here I am a few years later, swimming with him in the freezing cold Northern California ocean. And he's out there swimming, at night more than me. God. I'm like, man, I'm used to cold water. And he's like having no problem with it. He's a totally different person. His whole life changed. He got his whole life back. And it was so incredible to see.
Yeah, suffered first time in 20 years. And his story is truly amazing, really from the impossible to be possible. And but one story, one experience he had is in the first retreat with all the severe injury and surgery in the spine. We start to do this. Spinal bone marrow is rotating the spine, opening, the spine energy flow. And it was extremely painful. And I think the two things, one is he's determined. He wants to try anything can help him. After he did everything, allopathic, integrated medicine, many spiritual practice, and he's ready to say give up and move on, but he discovered Qigong, said I'm going to give another shot. So he's willing to try everything, basically, after he tried everything already. So, but secondly is somehow, I think it's also from, my approach is very direct, okay? Here's the two options available. Which one you want to choose? One is challenging, but opening the energy, opening the potential to heal, to recover. Another is comfortable. You're protecting yourself, you're comfortable, then you're numbing your body, you disconnect from your body, you use drug, you use surgery, whatever, working with the body like enemy, then eventually the disease getting worse all the time. Of course, only, descendants, chronic disease, incurable disease, whatever it is. So my approach, straightforward approach, has also helped him to take that kind of quantum leap. So in the third day of the retreat, after experiencing all the pain, all the difficult, and somehow something opened up, a surge of energy, from the base of spine, shooting up to his brain. So he had an awakening experience, spiritual awakening experience, but feels so energized, and more than anything he has experienced before. So that experience, indicating this process of healing, awakening. By going through the challenges, the difficult part of your body, it doesn't matter what is the diagnosis, that you can discover the hidden power, hidden potential, hidden wisdom even. So in this case, the question, can you move through these challenges? And most of us cannot, unfortunately. By telling the truth. Most of us cannot. You back up when you're experiencing discomfort, you back up. Experiencing pain, you back up. Experiencing challenge, you back up. Or even fighting it, resisting it, and judging it. So that is a difficult part of the process. But it's inevitable. You cannot avoid it. You cannot say, sitting there, someone fix me, taking my pain away, and just numbing my body, you're expecting healing, expecting total recovery. That is not quite possible.
Right.
So in my case, my personal experience was simple, but it really affected me. Is doing the Chen Qi practice in the beginning was so difficult. Like last 5 minutes, I want to give up. Then it lasts longer, then I give up. But one time, teacher said, tonight is a full moon practice. We're going to do 2-hour practice and the full moon. And of course, we kind of get excited, but also scary. We know how some of the challenging practice might be. But as a surprise, he started to read the Chen Qi practice. I was like, oh my God. So I was trying to make all excuse possible in my mind to run away from it. But I couldn't because, it's like, it's too losing faith in that sense. So I started to kind of 5 minutes goes by, almost give up, continuing sustain myself. 10 minutes goes by, I'm still struggling. Then suddenly, I look around under the full moon, a big group of practicing. Every person is much older than I am. And not to mention, all of them, most of them at least, is much sicker than I am. And they were doing this most challenging Chen Qi continuously. So when I opened my eyes, saw that, noticing that, acknowledging that, it's like, no way I can give up. That gave me that driving force. Come back to this, my spirit. It's like, not giving up. And from that on, not only I continued for 30 minutes, 1 hour, and eventually, it's like total bliss, total flow. But without going slow, the struggle of first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half hour, even building to whatever the timeline you can, making, jump over the hump, opening the energy. You never know how long it takes, but that process, I see most people give up.
Right.
Without support, especially. So this essential moment, in my case, just seeing the presence of everyone so dedicated and helped me to discover my own commitment to continue. And these are critical. So
that's an incredible story. That's an incredible story. And I know you have a lot of students who've studied under you who have similar experiences where they have big breakthroughs and then all kinds of, healing situations Another example is Bianca Mollet, right? Who was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and incurable disease, progressive disease, gets worse and worse. And she found Qigong, she found you, she started practicing, went to retreat, went home, started practicing every day, a few hours a day. And before you know it, her tremors are gone. Her energy's up. She's a lot, awake and alive again, and all this. And she goes in and they say, "Oh, your Parkinson's is gone. Wait, what happened? It must have been a misdiagnosis or something." And they're like, "Nope, they have a clear diagnosis. She had the tremors. She was on track, but she committed to the practice." And I did a documentary with her that's on YouTube that people can find. It's an incredible story. But a lot of success in anything, I think, comes down to that perseverance, right?
Yeah,
Persevering through the challenge. And in this case, this is a really unique, ancient teaching and practice, which I'd like you to talk a little bit about. What is Qigong and how was it founded, and help people understand more about the essence of Qigong, and maybe help people understand why it actually works. But persevering through challenging things when you know that they're good for you, and the outcome on the other side, it is bliss. I take an ice bath 4 days a week in the morning before I do my morning workout. I do my Qigong before that every morning, and then I do an ice bath, and then I work out. And right now I'm doing that 4 days a week with the ice bath for 3 minutes. It's 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It's right above freezing. I do it for 3 minutes up to my neck. And yes, it's challenging every time. Yes, it has gotten easier. But when I get out, the euphoria that I feel, all the benefits I know that are happening with my immune system, with my energy, my workouts are so much better. I stopped having caffeine in the morning, and I do the ice bath, and I have way more energy for my workouts. The dopamine release throughout the rest of the day is increased. So I feel better, I think better, but I move through that challenge every single day, and the benefits are extraordinary. The Qigong practice is the same. It's, you can do a 15 or 20 minute practice, and if you stop at the challenging point, you're not gaining that kind of breakthrough benefit that you would otherwise get. Is that right?
Yeah, it's so true, so true. The determining fact is how you move through the challenge, and so the energy can awake and open, flow again. And often I say, the shortcut to healing is embracing the pain. It's so simple, but there's a deeper truth to that. So more you want to heal the pain, healing from the pain, then more you need to learn to embrace the pain, especially the part of the body experiencing the pain. So come back to what is Qigong. It's on one hand has its own long history, more than 5,000 years of long history, even before Lao Tzu, before Confucius, even before, Buddhism came to China, before martial art even, can trace back to, even before traditional Chinese medicine, and trace back to Yellow Emperor time and the shamanism time, prehistorical shamanism time in China. Very, impactful, very strong, according to historical record. And then eventually become a more like a systemized teaching practice, mainly slow Taoism and Confucianism, traditional Chinese medicine, and then martial art and Buddhism also become part of the Chinese culture. But the underlying principle of Qigong is more like is very energetic. Simply Qi means energy. So when you say Qi is energy, you're asking the question, what is energy? So you have to discover for yourself. It's not just intellectual definition of what it is, Qi or energy. It's continued discovery, slow connecting with your body, your heart, your mind, spirit, connecting with the presence of the earth, presence of the universe, discover what is energy. What is energy for? What is the nature of energy? What is the function of energy? What is the deeper, experience of energy? So through this discovery, you learn to work with energy. So Gong means the practice to work with energy as well, the benefit and the capacity accumulated through the time by practicing these practice, which is simple. So you have the capacity of working with energy directly. So not just like, oh, energy is energy, believe in or not, understand or not, different way, but how to work with energy. That's the important thing. So then learn to work with energy, of your mind, body, heart, spirit, working with the energy of life, energy of the universe. Then you're naturally increasing the capacity of health, capacity of life in general. So basically, it's a process of discovering energy as a source of life, source of creation, source of healing, and source of your health, and also source of your happiness. So continued discovery of the different way of working with energy to increase the function of energy. So when the energy increasing the function, so naturally your physical health, emotional well-being, freedom, and mental spiritual capacity naturally improve, upgrading yourself. So that is kind of simple but direct practical definition of what Qigong is. So it's about discover your potential, discover what is not discovered yet. So it's very different thinking about, concerning with the health. From medical point of view, we have all these diagnoses, especially chronic disease means incurable disease. But what incurable disease means this disease cannot be treated medically from whatever the doctor, the medical system knows how to treat. They don't know how to treat that particular disease to the point of total recovery. And that's what incurable means. But that doesn't mean the disease itself is incurable. That means medically incurable. But the doctor didn't tell you that. They just tell you, oh, it's incurable. Didn't say, oh, it's incurable from what I know of medical. I cannot help you, but I can help you manage the symptom, change certain things to certain degrees. So there's a big misunderstanding. People taking these diagnoses literally without what the true meaning of that diagnosis. So when you tap into the energy, tap into, for example, power of your mind, power of energy, the power of the earth, power of the sun, power of the universe. It's not defined by just the medicine. It's not defined by the medical. And that's where all the power comes from to start with. So we are so disconnected. We're thinking only the medicine, only something physical has a power. Then we forgot what is the physical come from? Where is the physical come from? So the ancient wisdom allow you to discover that experientially through the practice. And even the new science validating that wisdom. All the physical is made of non-physical energy, no matter what the name you call it, But how to tap into the energy, work with that energy.
That's
what Qigong is about.
You're talking about the quantum science,
quantum physics, right?
Quantum physics, quantum field, string theory, unified theory, all these kinds of things that are explaining some of this at a scientific level of how energy is interconnected between humans, animals, the planets, stars, planets, the universe, and how a single thought, for example, can happen here and in another can be sent to another place in the universe simultaneously, not at the speed of light, but instantly without the speed of light, faster than the speed of light. There is no speed, there is no time. And, you know, the science is fascinating around this, how they're trying to understand what obviously our ancestors have known for thousands of years. You know, they knew this stuff in ancient China thousands of years ago. They tapped into this. They figured it out, that we can tap into this energy inside ourselves and around ourselves to activate our healing potential and to activate longevity and to activate wisdom and inner wisdom. They knew it, they figured it out, and have shared it down. And, you know, obviously it's come to you and you teach it to others. But I think it's interesting how our scientists are trying to, you know, some of the science is starting to explain why this works and at least understand how it's working. Maybe they don't know why it works, but they're starting to understand how it works. I looked up some studies on Qigong. There was a form of Qigong that was practiced on cancer cells in petri dishes. And they did it with pancreatic cancer cells. And they saw with 5 minutes of Qigong on cancer cells in petri dishes versus the same cancer cells, so the placebo or whatever they did with that one, versus the Qigong on the cancer cells, that they were inducing apoptosis. It literally was killing the cancer cells and not harming the healthy cells next to it. It was pretty incredible to see. There's a little bit of science like that with Qigong and cancer from a while back, and obviously we need more to help explain to, you know, the modern part of us how this works. But at the end of the day, it's really fascinating stuff.
Yeah, so this understanding can help us and inspire us. And so the practice is really make it possible. So understanding why it's possible, that is a big step already. And but how to do that effectively, come back to, you know, working through these challenges. And, you know, when you are disconnected with your body, when you are lost in your story, your diagnosis, when you are emotionally overwhelmed with fear, anxiety, and so on. And then these things continuously affecting your energy, conditioning your energy, reprogramming your energy. So imagine that's happening 24/7. Naturally, your body breaking apart. And so to recover from that old pattern, transforming these old pattern is not an overnight job. But we have the map, we have the process, we have, you know, the support of a community working together. And we've been talking about, you know, the power of the retreat, especially being together in person and so on. But that similar power we can tap into through online program, for example. You know, even this moment, if you connecting with your body and you may feel the energetic experience inside of you. Our words, the way we're sharing is also affecting your energy directly, whether you are, you know, even you're not in person with us. So similar thing happen when we come together online community, you know, sharing the teaching together, practicing together, and sharing deeply our personal experience, addressing the questions, so on. That support, it becomes so experiential, so essential, and helping people to move through these challenges and continuously discover what is possible. So it's not just saying, oh, everything's possible, but how to make it possible. So I see Qigong is like a energetic science, creating a condition so the impossible become possible. And you're experiencing it. Every time you do practice, you feel better, you feel different, you feel more empowered. And that cumulative experience continuously reprogramming your mind as well your heart, as well your entire cellular body to increase its functionality, its confidence, its connection, with the energy, with the power of life, with this creative flow, continued flow of life. Yeah.
Mingtong, does a Qigong practice have to be challenging for it to be beneficial to you?
Very good question. So it's not about the Qigong practice has to be challenging, but it's more about, as human being, you carry challenge in the body. That's being accumulatively, as energy imprints, for example, stress, and trauma, and emotional fear, anxiety, suppressed angers, and even deep pain in the physical body, emotional body, even mental, spiritual body. So these challenge is there. You have to embracing that truth. You have to work with that truth. So how to work with that? There's different approaches. So some approach is more like straight, we talk about, addressing the challenges right on, head to head. So experiencing the pain, the difficulty, the emotion, and you moving through that, then you discover different experience. The power, the bliss, the aliveness, the creativity, the healing, even total recovery, and so on. But on the other hand, there's another approach, more gentle approach. You meditate, you rest, you're receiving a healing session, you visualizing the energy, the most loving, most beautiful, most energizing way. You can do that by lying down, or sitting, or walking, and you can making the sound, whether strong sound or gentle sound. You can tap the energy, the gentle side of energy. And so that's also important. So we're learning to dance with both. One is like male approach, addressing the challenge directly. Another is like female approach, gentle, soft, compassionate, loving, soft, gentle, It's like, so combination of these two is creating the magic. And so that's really important to understand. But on the other hand, what I'm saying is that you're doing these two different approach, not trying to avoid the challenge. You consciously working with the challenge, which is inevitable. It's there already in life. So the two approach, whether direct, intense way or gentle, soft way, the two approach allow you working with the challenge instead of avoiding the challenge, fighting the challenge. So that is a way of looking at it. Good question.
Yeah, and it makes sense, and it's like in my own experience when I do Qigong in the morning, I don't do it like right now. I'm not practicing long periods of time. I do a short practice, first thing in the morning, and I don't go through like a challenging experience. It's more of a gentle, I do some sound healing, some La Chi, the energy ball, some visualization, and I'm sending energy to, all my loved ones and family and friends and colleagues and people all around the world. And it's more of a just kind of like centering myself and my energy and my mindset for the day. So personally, I don't go through like a 30-minute or an hour-long practice every day, which when I was every day, I was doing that. You definitely go through the challenge and then have some breakthroughs through that challenge. So I think right now I'm more of like on the subtle, gentle benefit side of it, because I get a lot of challenge in my workouts.
You got to adjust that, right?
More than enough. And my body is feeling it every day, feeling that challenge. So
that's
I'm dealing with I was doing a heavy front squat, 3-rep max front squat a couple weeks ago. And it just takes a lot of core stability to lift that weight up. And it tweaked my rib a little bit. It started to feel better after a few days. And then this Monday, I was doing back squats, and then it tweaked it really bad to the point like it's like a level 9. Like twisting is like Tom Loswick, you know. It's like I start twisting, I'm like, oh my god, I can't even move. There's so much pain. I saw the physical therapist this morning, but I'm actually, as we're talking, I'm thinking, you know, I should do spinal bone marrow through this pain, because I know it'll help.
Yeah, totally. So it's like this, even, you know, some practice is designed help you to address the challenge directly, but within the practice, you always a two side to it. It's like best effort, then relax into the effort, and you push into the challenging, comfort, you know, beyond your comfort zone a little bit, but then relax again, softening again. So it's always this dance, like yin and yang, dancing. So that's slightly different from just exercises, you know. So I think a combination of these two approach is very important, no matter what practice you do.
Yeah. And I experienced that firsthand with you, especially in the retreat or on the online teachings. Yeah, you're always saying, you know, give it your best effort, And for some people in retreat, I've seen, you know, their best effort is 25%. Of what other people can do, but for them, that's their best effort, and they're getting benefit from that. But so to recap a little bit about Qigong, I mean, it's really learning how to cultivate and manage and benefit from the energy that is within us, that accompanies every cell, that makes up every cell of our body, every cell of the universe, and learning how to work with that energy to create healing, to create our own vitality, to improve our longevity, to increase happiness, to increase energy, you know, for, you know, mental, emotional energy, all these kind, you know, spiritual experiences. I've certainly had spiritual experiences, just bliss, you know, totally, like the retreat, for example, just totally blissed out. I mean, you're just walking around in a total bliss. It's like, man, this is better than any drugs I ever used to do when I was younger. You know, it's like, there's nothing like being high like that. And so I think the time for Qigong in the West is coming, right? Like yoga, and I've talked with you about this. Yoga, when it came here, you know, Paramahansa Yogananda was a big part of bringing yoga here, and yoga turned it from a spiritual practice here into more of a physical practice. But some people still teach more of the spiritual and meditative aspects of yoga. But if you say yoga, everybody in the United States knows of it, has tried it, at least understands it. If you say Qigong, I think most people they're like, what'd you say? What language are you speaking? What? Say that again. But my feeling is, my sense is, and part of my, you know, what I'm doing through Healing Life that you're a part of, and what you've been doing for 2 decades through the Qi Center, is bringing Healing Life to millions and millions of people here in the West. Not Healing Life, bringing Qigong to millions and millions of people here in the West. Because I think its time is now. I think this is the practice that people need more than anything, because of the amount of stress that people are going through, the anxiety, the physical disease, the mental emotional disease, the depression, the rates, you know, you name it. It's like people are stressed out, angrier, more upset, unhealthier than ever before in human history. And what I found with this practice, especially what you teach, the whole system of wisdom healing Qigong, it addresses all of that. It gives people a foundation and a daily practice to help reduce the stress, to help increase, you know, health and vitality. And even better, in my experience, and a lot of people who've come to Qigong who I interviewed when I was doing documentaries, in their experiences, even better than yoga in many ways, because you're addressing, yoga often is just addressing the body with a little bit of, you know, maybe savasana, meditation at the end, intention in the beginning. Whereas here, you're not only addressing the body, you're addressing the energy, the emotions, the spirituality, the subconscious belief systems, everything.
Yeah, I cannot agree more with you. It's so needed at the time right now. I think the overall feeling, this overwhelmness, and even a deep sense of disconnection, just disconnection in general. And not to mention, after pandemic, we feel more disconnection. Yeah, disconnection, isolation from each other, from life in general. But the deepest disconnection is from ourselves, particularly from this body. So I think the way, Qigong is addressing that is very unique, very holistic, very, integrative. And on one hand, it's very practical. On the other hand, it's profoundly spiritual. So you have to really take in the wholeness of yourself, the mind, body, heart, spirit, and into the direct experience of wholeness. So simply put it, what is healing? Energetically, what is a disease in the body? That means no matter what is the story, diagnosis might be, means the energy of that part of the body is not serving the whole body function. And when I say function, including physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. So not just like a physiological function only, which is part of the wholeness. So with that simple energetic understanding, and that is very different from medical diagnosis. Dysfunction in the physical dimension, chemical, physiological, whatever, then you're trying to use a similar approach to isolating this part of the body, or even taking this part of the body, apart, or even surgery, or even numbing this part of the body, and so on. So for controlling the symptom, that can be beneficial, but it's not really healing that part of the body. We're talking about is about allowing that part of the body energetically awake, open, connecting the whole energy body, and approaching, embracing the wholeness of physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, so that part of the energy body can come back to the wholeness again, serving the function of the whole energy body again. So this is so important approach. It's so direct. It's so simple. And so the key, we're addressing is really the disconnection of the mind body. So also the disconnection of the internal external. We're all looking for this same thing, happiness, health, vitality, longevity, and connection, fulfillment of life. We're all looking for the same thing, the right thing. But on the other hand, we're all looking for this right thing in the wrong place. We're looking at it outside us. Someone else give me what I'm looking for. Someone else fix my problems. And something else give me what I'm looking for, or fixing my problems.
Drugs, alcohol, foods.
Exactly, you name it, the whole list. If you look at the activity of your mind, activity of your life, mostly engaging externally. 90%, if not 99% of time, we totally forget what's inside of us already, and discover what the power, the wisdom, the energy inside of us. It's like when we say it, of course, I understand that, but how many of us are doing it? So when students came to a retreat just a few days ago in Kapalo, and she studied with me for a while already online before she came to this retreat. It was a short period of time retreat. She said, I like this approach because finally I realized I can use my body to heal my body. Such a simple thing. It's like a no-brainer. And she never thought about that. And no one ever told her that way. No one else think of that way neither. Using your own body to heal your body. Instead of go to someone else, go to something else, all the external stuff, More you expecting that, more you become some sort of dependency, some sort of disappointment, some sort of victim role. And so that's why often, after we experiencing diagnosis or, certain issues in our life, we feel the victim of life. So often we analyzing all this cause of problem, cause of disease, we become the victim, whatever way we analyze it. So in Qigong, it's really shifting your awareness, your effort to become the cause of your healing, cause of your happiness, cause of your your health, cause of your creativity, instead of continuously analyzing, why I'm experiencing this as victim of someone else, something else. And that is so important. Until we can do that, no one can save us. No one can save the world. No one can change all the problems happening in the world, including in healthcare system, including all the disease happening beyond control, including even pandemic, including, all the social issues, conflict, economical issue, political issue, including all the issue of environmental destruction, such as global warming. The Mother Earth is really warning us now in so direct way. So now it's up to us, to wake up, So the connection with the own body is the key, as I discover in my healing journey. And that's what I share with everybody. When people ask me, what is the deepest cause of my disease? Or even deepest cause of my problem, my suffering? My simple answer is the disconnection of your mind with your body. That disconnection. Continuously reinforcing the old problem, continuously creating new problems, more problems. So that is the one piece I share again and again, in Wisdom Healing Qigong. Connecting with your own body, claiming this body as your own body is the most sacred body, most precious body, is the only body you have to begin with. It's your home. So it's a coming home process into your body. Then in this journey, you continue to discover the compassion, the self-compassion, self-love, connection, self-truth. What is true within you, beyond the diagnosis, beyond the story. So it's a spiritual awakening process. When we say, who am I? What is my essence? What I become after die? Whatever these questions, you can engage intellectually, even from different spiritual tradition, different faith tradition. But the bottom line, you have to discover slow your experience. So Qigong help you to discover that. Slow your experience. What feels like in your body, beyond the story, beyond the diagnosis. What it feels like in my heart, beyond all the stress, or whatever mental story. What feels like when you connect with the universe in awareness. What it feels like when you're letting go of, attachment to the physical, to the whatever impermanent. So you will discover, no matter what I say, you have to discover yourself. And Qigong is helping the practitioner, helping all of us to discover that deeper truth, deeper essence, deeper wholeness. And that is an amazing gift you can discover in this lifetime.
It is a beautiful gift. And I'm grateful for you sharing that gift with me, because I learned Qigong first through you in Santa Fe, whatever it was, 6 or 7 years ago. and I still practice it to this day, and I'm still learning more and continually being inspired. And even through this interview, it's like, oh yeah, I need to do, more of this, or oh yeah, I need to do some spinal bone marrow. Oh yeah, I need to add in some more. So I love it. You can always go deeper. Hey, I wanted to ask you, have you seen, I know you've been crazy busy getting ready for your retreats coming up, but have you seen Live to 100 on Netflix yet? Live to 100?
No, haven't seen the movie.
It's about the blue zones. It's Dan Buettner.
Oh, have to see it. To see it.
It's a documentary series. It's him actually going back and visiting the blue zones, and then documenting the things that are in common between all of them, from the spiritual practice to the diet to the daily practices. Like, it's really, really good. The series is really well done, but I'm thinking of it because, one, I've been watching it the last few days, and I recommend everyone go watch it. But two, I remember talking to you years ago, and you said, you want to create a blue zone there at your center in Santa Fe. Is that still something you're wanting to do?
Absolutely. I'm continuously not only holding the vision, but also more active conversation happening, in terms of what it takes to build a community, housing, other resources, in a sustainable way of living, and how to integrate the spiritual practice into a new lifestyles and of sustainability, how to work with, conscious aging, and so on. So this conversation is continuing, and obviously the part of the challenge is financial. Part of the challenge is how to bridge the practical side and with the spiritual, vision. So, but I think we have really the incredible place to do it. So I want to see, from this movie, getting more insight, more inspiration. And again, so that question is asked more so nowadays. And obviously when people retire, aging, but also working with health challenges coming with aging, and how to, discover new way of life, more conscious, more wise, more fulfilling living, to the fullest, whether 100 years or 90 years or 150 years. So I think, it's really important piece for humanity.
Yeah.
And I feel, I'm sure, maybe the people then, or the film crew interviewed the people in China, and because there's really incredible wisdom from one of the most ancient culture on the planet Earth, is the Chinese history. It's
they didn't go to China. They didn't go to China, but But I'm interested to hear. Yeah, where is this? What area are you talking about?
I mean, just in general. In general, my experience is the quality of people, the elder in China, has such greater quality of life than the elder here. It's just no comparison. It's a part of culture.
In a lot of places that haven't been plagued yet by this modern Western culture of fast, cheaper, more processed. It's and so one of the things they talked about or they documented was, in Okinawa is a blue zone, some of the longest lived, most centenarians on the planet, and has been that way for a long time. That was as of 2009, but when they visited now, there's still, a number of centenarians and healthy old people there, but the number just in the last 23 years has dropped significantly because they've implemented all these fast food restaurants, disconnection from culture. The younger generation wants all the new stuff and the quick stuff, the technology, and understandable, but you can see how, the way that other cultures around the world are adopting some of these really unhealthy lifestyles, how it's destroying what has kept them healthy for centuries.
Wow, it's happening already immeasurably.
Yeah.
in such a short period of time. Not mentioning, affecting our generations to come, but even the current generation.
Well, it'd be amazing if the
Already,
medicineless hospital in China that you studied at, if that was still open and you could go there and visit, but it's been closed for quite a while, right? Didn't the Chinese government close it?
Yeah. And for complex reason, but political reason, so was closed 24 years ago. 24 years ago, 1999, end of 1999. And speaking of Blue Zone community, as part of the vision of my teacher, he started already is creating a Qigong city. So where a couple of thousand people can live there with their family. So incorporating education and economical system, factories, and what is a new sustainable way of living. And on one hand, it's come from the Chinese ancient tradition, which still in a relative sense keep it very, consistent in China. But by incorporating Qigong principle, Qigong practice into health, longevity, as well the way, connecting with each other spiritually, is really can enhance, these tradition of living, of life. And so that was his vision. And the house or the facility was close to 60% finished. And by the time he had to close all the centers, 3 centers. One is the Medicine Qigong Hospital, second center was for training teachers, healers, and the third is called the Qigong City. It's very much, based on same idea of Blue Zone, but even take one step further. Yeah, how to implement in that in a modern way. Yeah, by incorporating Qigong principle, Qigong practice, Qigong connection, because Qigong is not only addressing health, longevity, but deeply addressing the well-being in every aspect of life, addressing the connection with the planet Earth, with nature, with the tree, with animals, with all the plants, and how to harvesting directly from the earth, cooking the fresh food, every family living on the same land. So bring agricultural wisdom from the ancient tradition to modern practice, so on like that. So it's all encompassing, it's incredible vision. And unfortunately, it's interrupted in China. But, in our heart, we continuously carry that vision. And in whatever scale we can, manifest that, sometime, in family, sometime in small community, then continue expanding from there. So just like in last 2 years, part of my dedication to the Qi Center, to this land, planted more than 200 trees on this land of 150 acres. And takes a lot of effort in New Mexico instead of that.
I know. I've seen you out there by hand with your shovel and your pick and digging through the hard dirt, planting the trees. And you've done, how many of those have you done yourself? All of them?
My God. I was involved with every single tree to some degree, planting, digging the hole, putting the fertilizer and mulch, and then more importantly is the irrigation system, the dripping system, then continue maintaining them. Now I'm like, I need to hire more people to help me to maintain them.
Yeah, that's a lot to do by yourself. For sure. 150 acres. It's incredible. It's an incredible property. It's so beautiful. I'll tell you what, every time I go, but the first time I went and every time after that, I would drive into the property. You can feel the energy shift. I could feel the energy shift because I drive in and you go through that first long driveway and all of a sudden you just feel this sense of like calmness and serenity. It's like, whoa, you know, the energy that's been cultivated there through the beauty, through the trees, through the planting. But I think just also
overall,
what you've done
great.
through the chi field and the community and
Yeah.
everything, I think it really resonates there, because other people say the same thing. I'm not the only one who says that. A lot of
Yeah.
other people feel that same thing when they drive into that property. It's pretty incredible.
It's very magical, very magical. You know, in my life, once I discover wisdom healing Qigong, I know that's the best gift ever discovered, and I can cultivate and share this gift for the rest of my life. But now I discover second gift is the Qi Center, the land here, including all these abundant trees, the elder trees and the new tree I'm planting, all the flowers and plants in the song, and the waters, the fountains, and the magical sky, and all the facility we have here. And so I'm realizing that is the second gift I'm discovering and cultivating continuously, as well sharing with others. So now I feel like not only busier, but more fulfilled. Now I have two things to do. Yeah. Cultivating it and sharing it. Wisdom Healing Qigong and the land of the Qi Center. So that gave me like really great joy, great purpose. You know, no matter what challenge may appear, you know, as we always facing challenges. And but give me purpose, give me the energy, give me the deeper fulfillment, no matter what's happening.
You know, I know we've only got a few minutes left, but I wanted to. I know in Qigong and in the way that you teach it, you know, there is a time in teaching to talk about diet and food and things like that. I know you don't put a lot of focus on that. The focus is much more on the energy and the practice and all of that. But I was wondering, because I don't know if I've ever asked you or if I've ever heard an answer to this, but I'm assuming when you were at the medicineless hospital in China and living there, and people living there for months at a time, I'm assuming the food there was pretty simple. Is that right? Like, was it just fresh foods? Was it a lot of, you know, I don't know, like what kind of food was it? Was it, you know, I don't know, let's say rice and tofu and fish and vegetables, or like, was it similar to like a Mediterranean diet or a traditional kind of older Chinese diet? And what are your thoughts around you know, the food in the experience?
When people see me, oh, a Qigong teacher, Qigong practitioner, or Qigong master, whatever, it's like, you must be vegetarian. They're surprised. I eat anything, everything, and very flexible. But come back to the question, what kind of food we eat in the medicine hospital is really simple. It's like normal food people eat in China, but simple, much simple. It's like simple, fresh veggies, some meat, some fish, and not a lot of variety. There's not prescription of diet. There's no any restriction of diet, and everybody pretty much, you know, eating the same thing. Of course, there's a little bit of varieties, you know, of the time, but so home feeling, so simple, so nourishing, so earthly, and just simple. And so
nothing processed, I'm sure.
Yeah, nothing is processed, obviously. And even, you know, my teacher was a traditional Chinese medicine doctor as well, the Western medicine doctor, and he knows a lot of secret doused, you know, menu for longevity and so on like that. But he didn't subscribe any of that. And that's basically simple food. And so, but more importantly, is that, so that's three things I think we emphasize. One is simplicity and enough variety. Yeah. And no restriction of dietary, no picky kind of attitude, whatever. Yeah. And secondly, is how you're eating food. Yeah, how you eating food not only determine your experience, but also determine the outcome of the food. So we practicing Qigong mindful, eating process. And that is the second thing. It's really important. And the third thing is more when you're working with the energy of your body, including the 5 organ system, digestive system, so on, you learn to listen to your body instead of mentally thinking what is good or bad, what is should or shouldn't for food. Yeah. So when you deeply listening to the body, for example, if you go shopping, when you see the food, you ask your body, how does your body feel about this food? If you feel good, feel excited, that must be good for your body. But when you feel stressed about this food, the body feels stressed about food, most likely the body is not ready to digest the food.
Unless you're dealing with a food addiction and you're like, right. Or you're hungry.
Right. That takes a process. It's not like overnight. You cannot listen to your body overnight. Oh, now I'm practicing Qigong, therefore listen to everything the body tells you. No, you get the wrong message, because from addiction, from the old habit, you have to undo these patterns, these unhealthy, information even. So that is part of the process. So when you tap into the core of yourself, this is a process again, then the message you are receiving from the body, not only more accurate, but more healthy, more wise, more effective. So that is all about the whole process of Qigong, discovering the energy, discovering the internal connection, internal alignment. Then from there, you're naturally responding from this place where you're making the choice of food and how you're cooking it, how you're eating it, and how you're relating to energy of life in general, not just food. Yeah, how to adapt into the weather, how to adapt in even the new technology, and how to adapt into the challenge of life, so that you can discover the internal vitality, internal resilience at a time of challenge of life. Yeah. So one of the gifts I discovered most importantly is how to move slow challenge of life. It's confidence, this deeper wisdom, deep energetic, empowered way to work with the challenges. And that's something we needed so much. No matter, our story may be different, circumstance may changes, but the challenge will continue in one way or another. If you feel confident, feel joy, feel love, feel compassion, feel centered, feel empowered, while you moving slow, whatever challenge may happen today and tomorrow, then you have a true, what's the word? True power.
Well, Mingtong, thanks so much for taking the time. It's always good to see you and hang out and talk and
always, yeah,
and share. Yeah. I know we're out of time, but I really appreciate you coming on the podcast, and always deeply enjoy my time with you. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Likewise, Nathan. Yeah, appreciate your visionary work, leadership work, and entrepreneurs work right now you're doing. So luckily we're able to share so much, not only in this brief time, but continuously in our life.
Yeah, so, it's a blessing for sure.
Yeah.
And
looking forward to see you when you come down to Santa Fe. Every Sunday, we have a magical Sunday. A community show up. As I said, I want to share this gift of this land. Now we're doing it consistently. Every Sunday, people come, between 50 to 70 people come eating brunch together on the deck next to the fountain, the pond, and then live music. Then we go to the Kiva, have about 1 hour presentation, and often very inspirational, very awakening. And from different traditions, different teachers, leaders showing up. Then we do nature hiking afterwards, and has been truly magical. It's happening every Sunday.
Sure. You do that after I move away. Thanks a lot. Come on. Yeah, that's awesome to hear. And that's for people who want to go check out the Chi Center. It's in Santa Fe, New Mexico. It's one of the most incredible places you'll ever experience in your life. The website is chicenter.com, CHI center.com. All of Mingtong's, you can find his books, his channels, his videos, his online community, his retreats, everything there is at the website. So make sure to go there and check it out. I look forward. Well, I'll see you in October here in Jacksonville at the Integrative Cancer Conference. So looking forward to seeing you really soon here.
Absolutely.
And then next time we come to Santa Fe, I absolutely will come out and come out on a Sunday too. I want to experience that. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, would be great. We yet to make a trip to Florida to see you guys.
Yeah, we're loving it here, man. We've been enjoying the freshwater springs.
Yeah, water.
A lot of beach time, and it's been good. Yeah. Florida's been good to us so far. So
wonderful.
Mingtong, thank you again. Man, we'll have to have you. There's so many things we can talk about, and I'd love to have you on the podcast again down the road, because there's a million other things I want to ask you, and you have so much wisdom and joy to share with the world. So I'm happy to have a platform to help share that with more people. If people tuning in, you've never tried Qigong, go try Qigong, check it out, experience it for yourself. I think you will love it. So thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you for listening to the Nathan Crane Podcast. Please make sure to subscribe and share this on social media. Then head over to nathancrane.com for your free ebook.
So when we're talking about, what are these underlying causes and conditions of these chronic diseases, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, they all have very similar, if not identical, causes. And that's the thing, is when we get to the root cause of these diseases, we can not only prevent these diseases from ever happening, but empower our bodies to heal from them.
In every one of our cells, we have tens and hundreds of thousands of chemical reactions that are happening every second that are cycling back and forth. It's like sort of a yin and yang.
And, for me, the soul's purpose is evolution. It doesn't care about comfort. It cares about evolution. And so I think so long as we are following our soul, then we will evolve. And I think what sometimes blocks us from living our purpose, from manifesting that next level of our expression, is we have not evolved.
There is also a time for letting go all the expectations and relax and just breathe and be grateful for what you have achieved.